Hey guys, what's going on? It's your girl Summer, your host with the most. I don't see no comments. Y'all not talking to me? Y'all not talking to me? Mm, let me see. Hey Missy, hey Nina. What's up, House of G's? What's poppin'? I know I'm crooked. I can't get my thing inside my car to like be the right angle. Hey Tasha, what's poppin'? How y'all doing this afternoon? Let me put my Jimmy joints on. Let me put my Jimmy joints on for y'all. Hold on. Please hit that share button for your girl. Hit the share button. Sharing is Karen. Yes, I got the old school headphones because I kept losing my earpods and I just was not. I refused to keep buying earpods. It just was not going to be a thing. Hey Dawn, what's poppin'? How y'all doing this afternoon? I'm trying to see if Toya's gonna pop over. I put up a snippet. I know I put up the snippet and then I came live like right away almost. Hey Ebony Boo, how you doing? Where my girls at? From the front to back, I'm feeling that. I need a new car, baby. One day I'm gonna get it. I want a new car. Let me say that I want a new car. And I shall get it one day. Hey Nina, how y'all doing? Can y'all hit that share button for your girl? Where's Nay Bay? Where is Nay Bay? Hey Nikki, I remember this time. It's my birthday weekend. Turn up, turn up, turn up. Happy birthday. Happy early birthday, rather. Did I miss my thing? Let me go here and drop this link so if some folks want to come up, they can. Now, Ava, did you get your sandwich? Did you get your sandwich? Hey, love. Hey, Dewana. How you doing, boo? How you doing, boo? My car has ants in it. My car has ants in it. My husband parked my car underneath this tree. When I told y'all when my car just died on me and stopped working, he parked it underneath this tree that's in front of our house. And I have had ants ever since. I'm thinking about going to buy a bomb and just throwing it in my car to get rid of the ants because I feel like they be biting me. Hey, not Ava. Where you want us to watch from? It don't matter, Steph.
Hey, hey,
Yup.
hey.
You know what? Go to what's my page on Facebook called? Summer's Room. Go to Summer's Room on Facebook.
No, you didn't just ask that question.
I got too many pages. I got 86 of them. Or was it
87.
87? 87 of them. And I got my account on my other page. You got your account on your other page? Well, it still say TS Gaming. Child in the worst pain of my life, ready to leave this hospital. Oh, you still at the hospital from having a baby, Dewana? Oh, is everything okay? You don't have to answer here. You can inbox me if you want.
Hey,
I
Ebony.
thought you.
Hey, Steph. I feel like
I,
I ain't seen y'all all day.
that's because you've been ignoring us.
Oh, don't say that.
You've been ignoring us. Oh, I meant to turn. I was talking trash. I missed my turn.
Or is that be-
I
or is that
missed
because
my
you and
turn.
well, no, I lost service earlier.
Oh, child, I was knocked out on that call. Okay, I
You,
woke
you ain't
up
you ain't even gotta tell me. Don't even tell me.
and child knocked down. I woke up and I seen it was just me and well, it was me and just what you call him in there, and then I fell asleep and woke up. It was just me. I said, well, dang. So I had put up a post. I don't know if any of y'all was able to see it. I put up a post and I put up a snippet. Can y'all tag Toya's Truth in the comments, please? And can y'all please share us out? Can you see? Hey, Toya. Hey, girl. Can you tell me how many shares we got? Naiva, if you if you can.
I'll pull up my other.
I was talking to Toya's Truth. For those who don't know, she is a new content creator on the scenes, and she's already shaking things up. She's already shaking things up. Okay. I'm feeling her personality. She seems like a dope individual. She got a lot going on for herself outside of social media. But like everybody else, or the few people like myself, they seen an opportunity to get a bag, some more bags, some more money. So she's here to come scoop them up. So y'all make sure y'all go follow Toya's Truth.
It say one share.
One share. Y'all don't love me? Are y'all serious right now? One share? Let me go share my live. I'll be right back. Hey Nikki, thank you so much for sharing. Appreciate you. She said, "Girl, I'm already here." Well, I dropped the link for you. Could come up at any time when you get ready. Um, I'm sharing out real quick. I'll be back momentarily. Here is the link. I'm gonna tell y'all what the topic is going to be about. Pretty much crabs in a barrel, and working together, and crabs in a barrel. So I was talking to Toya's Truth earlier, and not too long ago actually, and she was explaining the situation she had been in real life, where she thought she had someone who was supporting, and they was working together to build, and she was giving birth. She was about to give birth to her child, and she thought she could trust this individual with the business, to handle business. She initially was going to hire another individual to help out, since she was going to be out of commission for a minute, since she was giving, birth to a child. And the girl told her, like, nah, it's cool. Like, nah, it's cool. I got you. And then when it came down to it, the girl waited until like the clock was running out to say, "Oh, I ain't coming in." Like, left her just hanging and stuck in a position where she herself couldn't just get up and go cover it. But thank goodness it was another individual that stepped in. And I'm just like, what is the reason for that type of behavior? You know what I'm saying? Why is it so hard for us as as first of all, as people, human beings? Then there's a whole nother thing with African Americans, baby. We are like, woo. When it comes to working together, we are like the worst. And then women, being a woman on top of that, adding that sauce on there. Sheesh. What's up, the savages? So I wanted to talk about it. Like, have you ever been in a situation like that where you thought you was building, and y'all was rocking and rolling, and then they kind of left you hanging? Left you in a position where, like, almost like they wanted to see you lose. They wanted to see it crumble. Have you ever, dealt with that? Someone being difficult versus wanting to see you win. It looked like they just against you. Like, every turn you make, they just seem like they trying to chop you down. I know I've seen many of these stories on social media, in my personal life, like talking to people, and I be really trying to understand, like, why that is. Why is that the approach so many times with us? And hey, April, where I lifted someone just for them to drag me. Right. And hey, oops, sorry y'all. Driving. That went fast. Hey, Dawn. Hey, Michael. Is it cold out there? Not where I'm at. Family is like that. That's horrible. Hey, Toya. Hey, Toya. My family is like that. That is horrible. Well, was it personal for them to leave? Like, something bad happened? Well, in the scenario that I just gave you, Nina, it wasn't a lot of in between time. So what could have happened in that small? She's here.
Hey
What?
y'all.
Hey, what happened in that small time frame where she went from "I got you" to, in a matter of what, a day or two, saying, I don't know if I'm probably, I don't know what the time. What was the time between the girl telling you got you, her dropping you, Toya?
Say that one more time.
What was the time frame? The story you was telling me about the girl with the shop that left you hanging. Like, what was the time frame between her telling you like, "I got you" to her dropping you, like disappearing on you, not
A
showing
few
up?
hours. We
A
text
few.
we text literally that the night before the night I had her, and then the next day she was supposed to be work at 10, and I want to say she texted me at like 9 o'clock.
So a few hours, Nina. So what could have happened in between those hours? Be like, "I got you. Don't worry about it." Too. I'm not coming in, and her being the one that was supposed to be running the show.
Right. I had offered her even more pay. Like I had offered her a 3% increase as far as pay is concerned, and then later on I found out through somebody else I was cool with that she had called her afterwards and was like, "Girl, she only offered me 3%." I'm like, "Girl, you already make 70, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how much percentage you want?" But had you been more of a professional about it, thought of it in a business aspect instead of thinking about being shady, you should have just been like, "Yo, can we, go to 5? I feel like I do a little bit more, and leave it for open conversation." But unfortunately, people don't think like that. They think about playing you first and then think about business second, and that shouldn't be the case.
So do you have time to kind of run down the story for them? And before, so that, hold on. Do you know how to stream this to your page so that it shows up on your page so your people could join it too and you could kind of run your minutes up?
I put share. I don't know how to do that, but I did share the
No.
video.
So while you're up here, right, it should
Uh-huh.
be a thing that says more. You see where
More.
it says more?
Yeah.
When you click on here, it should say stream
Oh
something.
shoot. Okay, I see it.
So click that and just follow the steps, and it'll be like you're live on your page. So it'll
Okay.
accumulate minutes for you.
All right, hold up. Let me do that. Thank you. Hold
Since
on.
this is based on story.
Let's see. Is it sign up for free, being as though I'm new? Or is it
Yeah, it
log
should
in?
be it should be free.
Okay.
Oh, or I don't know what that look like. It doesn't tell you to just log in or sign up.
Yeah, it say log in. It say sign up. It might take a minute,
Well,
but it
it's
still
free.
allow
Just
me to
sign.
be up here.
It's free.
Okay. Because if they charge me
Whatever it
99
is.
cents, I'm like, Summer, no. It's like 99.
No, it should be free.
I'm
I
just playing.
swear that's why I love you, Summer. Oh, Zawana, I love you too, boo.
Please check your email. Okay.
I am savages. I'm pregnant now. But when I heard that when we was talking earlier, I came into her live, I seen her, I said, let me step in here. And the conversation was really good. And then I was like half asleep, honestly. Then I woke up and we was on there for a little bit, and she was like, this should be a topic. I'm like, this could be a topic.
I think it's a.
Hey, Miss Antoinette, how y'all doing? Please hit that. Oh, hey, Nay, what's popping? What's popping, Nay boo? Please hit that share button. Hit that share button. This is the what is this called? The traffic jam. Is this the traffic jam? The 5 o'clock traffic jam? Hey, Shy. Oh, where everybody go? I lost everybody. Hey, Shy, how you doing, boo? Finally, the week is over. Now you want Nay? Let me go here and drop this link. Don't come up here. No. Ebony, come up here, Ebony. Come up here and contribute. What it do, BF? Hey, Miss Jessica. It's nice to see you, love. Can somebody share this live to the subscribers group, please? Can y'all share it to the subscribers group, please, while we're waiting for Toya to get back. Let me go in here and get my daughter.
On my regular page, but it's okay.
What
It's all
happened?
right. I said it may be on my regular page. It say Toya's Truth, but I think that's under the regular one. Hi, you look
Let me
pretty.
see. Hold on.
Aw.
Hey, neighbor.
Okay.
Hey.
My bad.
Hey,
Hey,
hey.
Nay.
Hey.
You in the
I'm at
bathroom?
no, I'm not. I'm at home.
Okay.
Oh my,
Hold on, I'm gonna turn this
that's
camera off.
ridiculous, Nate. That everybody think you just be in the bathroom. Like you have to do better. Hey, Cinderella,
I'm trying to do better.
you gotta do better, friend.
That's why I ain't gonna act a fool up here today. Hi everybody. Hi everybody. How'd everybody day went?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
So
But
far,
yeah.
so good.
That's good. That's good.
All right, so Toya going to run down the story for y'all what she told me, and then we gonna get into a dialogue. Y'all let us know what y'all think if you ever experienced it, and etc. etc. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, so I have a salon and I had a couple of girls working here. But two of like really strong girls. One had built up a really good clientele, the other one was building up a clientele. And I believe it was another person here who left shortly after. But basically, I went on maternity leave maybe a few weeks before I actually had my daughter. I waited until, as late as I could with giving birth, closer to my due date. And I went on maternity leave. Thought everything was cool. I had hit her up and asked her, like, look, I had saw on maternity leave that she was doing a little bit more, and I was like, you know what, I want to offer you a bigger percentage. She was like, oh, okay, cool, that works. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, everything's good. She gets off the phone with me, she calls another employee. I mean, I didn't notice until way after. She gets off the phone with me, gets on the phone with another employee, and basically was like, girl, she only offered me or try to offer me 3%. That was one thing. I get to the hospital. I text her and another girl to let them know, hey, I had the baby, and stuff like that. I was like, look, I'm about to hire somebody else, so they're going to be coming on. She was like, no, don't worry about it. Like, we got you, take care of our baby. Like, everything is good. We good. And I'm like, all right, cool. So literally the next day, she was supposed to be at work at 10 o'clock. She texted me at like 9 something and was like, yeah, so I'm making a career change and I'm not coming in no more, but it's nothing personal. And I text her back, well, it seemed like everything about that was personal, but okay, because I'm not going to argue with you. It's no point of going back and forth with you about how you did wrong, and some people are just evil spirited like that. Some people see what you have and they want it versus realizing like, dang, God can bless me with that too. I can have that same thing, but what works for me and my journey, and I believe this is why some people do that. There's something about people that they see that they want, or that they see that it's easier for them to have, and they don't know the struggle that went behind it. They don't know the sweat and the tears. They don't know the inventory. They don't know what money you put in or invest, or what your family didn't get for long periods of time to get where they are. And I think this is why people do that. But and I think we had one conversation after that, and I told one of the other girls, she was like, I talked to her. She was like, she wished she could have took it back. And it's kind of like, yo, that's done. Like, I don't go backwards. That's not going to happen, So we kind of just parted ways and left that what it was. But, there's been other situations similar to that, but that was one of the bigger ones. That was it.
So Nina, if you're still here, right, based off the story she just told you, do you think like what do you think could have happened in that time frame? It wasn't really a lot of time like in between. So for me, where I sit, if with you telling me that story, I would say like, dang, she plotted against you, like that was her plan all along, because what would have been the reason otherwise? Like
Right.
jealousy, envy, like why does it have to be a jealousy thing, especially when you're dealing with someone who was working with you, like trying to push you?
Right. I had taught that girl how to braid. She knew how to retwist, but I taught her pretty much color. And it was all in the sense of being like, yo, like, I hope, for everybody who comes and works here, I hope it's a situation that where you're going after this is somewhere bigger than me, or you're opening your own, and I think a lot of people don't really believe those type of people exist, or they question it. So then they start changing what you're telling them and putting twists onto it to equal out what fuels what they feel, about the situation or how they feel about you, And it's sad because I've been through more than one person who's done that, not even with the shop.
I don't even see you streaming at all, Toya. I don't see you up there inside the links. I just checked.
First of all, the mic was off. My bad, my bad. But I tried sharing it, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure this
I
out.
seen you shared it regularly, but it's not
Right.
streaming to you. I don't see it. I don't see it in the thing.
I'm gonna have to figure
It
that out.
says, okay, exactly. They think it's handed to people sometimes. Jealousy. She should have waited for you to come back. Why bother telling you she got you? Right.
Right.
And that's
Oh, right. Right. Or why they telling me? My thing was like, yo, like if that's what it was, and you really wasn't trying to be funny, then you should have told me when I was going out on maternity leave. You literally tried to wait until you knew I had my daughter. Literally, and to me, what spoke loudly to me is kind of like, yo, that type of person is dangerous. That type of person, not physically, but that type of personal a person is mentally dangerous. They will go a little bit below the belt than anybody that I would consider myself an affiliate with. I don't hang out with people who exude those type of behaviors. You know what I'm saying? There's been plenty of times I've left friends or left situations alone because even if you're talking about somebody else, if you was my friend and I hear you dogging out somebody else you call your friend, there's no way that I can still be your friend, because if you talk about that person, you'll definitely turn around and dog me out. You know what I'm saying? You'll definitely do the same thing to me.
Nina said, I feel like it was more than the girl that left that felt some way about you. The employees she called to could have talked it out.
What's crazy is one of them actually didn't know that she was going to leave. She didn't even tell her because we were cool. So she didn't tell nobody else, even though she was cool with other people. And like I said, there was certain things along the way that I kind of saw that was kind of like, yeah, I peeped that. But, I couldn't really prove anything, but just by the way I would kind of say something that I said to somebody else and the way she would look at me like, oh, you really told them, or something along those lines, but I just feel like that's just people in a nutshell, and I feel like that type of person is more and more now, But I do agree with her.
So I must have. So was it more than just her that left?
No, it was just her. It was just her that left. It was just her that left. Well, there's been other girls along the way that I've either had to let go or they've left to go
Right.
to like a boo friend or something like that. But for that particular situation, it was only one that left, and it was her.
Okay. It had to be something to it because she would have done the job and then said what she was trying to do.
Say that again.
Ebony's comment, I highlighted it.
Okay, hold on. I know it's a way that you could check it at the same time. Hold on, Ebony. I'm sorry.
You don't see it on your screen?
I do. I went to the comments. It had to be something to it because she would have done the job and then said what she was trying to do. You know what's crazy about that, Ebony? She was when she was here, she did a great job. It was the stuff behind, like I remember one time there was a guy that came in and was trying to get him to go to the bar next door, and the client, the stylist that I was cool with was, I had asked them later on, like separately. I had asked her, like, oh, yo, did y'all go next door or whatever after y'all left? Nah, we didn't go. And then later on, the girl that I was cool with, because she just honest, she was like, girl, yeah, we went. And I'm like, well, what did you lie for? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just little stuff that I would find. And to me, it wasn't worth bringing up because outside has nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? When you step outside these doors and you handling your business correctly inside of here, you showing up on time and stuff like that. What you do outside and what you choose to lie to me about outside has nothing to do with business that is inside. Some people are more comfortable telling they boss certain things. So I kind of just chalked that up to that. But it was certain things that I'm like, yo, like that don't sound right.
Yeah, that's strange. I worked in 3 salons when first licensed many years ago. I learned then that wasn't for me.
Right.
The last salon my best friend managed, her mental best friend came from Orlando. She
Yeah.
had the whole salon lie to me. She had the whole salon lie and fire me. She was Uh, she even got her best friend to step down, and the Orlando girl became manager, controlled the manipulation.
Right.
Wow.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I don't understand things like that. You want the position so bad that you wanted to trample over the people who you supposed to have been good with,
Right. Right.
that you had personal relationships with.
Right. That could have went way beyond what you probably could have fathomed. And this is what we were talking about earlier, where almost every job, not even in this job, there was a job. I don't know if I got time to tell y'all this, but there was a job that I had, and I worked at the post office, and there was an older black lady that was there. She was like the manager slash supervisor of that entire like building. So we're doing work together and stuff like that. And I was a lot younger, so she was cool with me, kind of like going to the store for her, going to Dunkin' Donuts while I was on the clock, stuff you ain't really supposed to be doing. And there was a Indian lady who worked there, and her husband had got sick, and the 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 manager was kind of like, yeah, I don't really like. She came to me, was like, yeah, I don't really like her like that. She got time, but I don't want to give it to her. And it's kind of like, yo, like what? Like, and this is somebody who's in the church every Sunday, who making plates for off on Sunday, for the church and all this other stuff. And you just as nasty as when you walked out as when you walked in. That don't make no sense. And I had to, I kind of started distancing myself from her, because it's kind of like, yo, this woman just told you her husband was sick, and you feel the need to not give her hours based on what problems you have with her. And she just seemed like a sweet lady, so I started distancing myself, and she tried to turn on me. All right, baby. She tried to turn on me, where it was a situation where she would keep my clock out card. Back in then you used to have a clock out card. You had to go to the
Mm-hmm.
clock. So, we had a clock out card. I would go there, stand there, and then she would be like, oh, I'd be like, where's my card? And she'd be like, oh, I left it in the office. But I have to go all the way to the office to go get it. And my same boyfriend that I was talking about earlier at the time, his mom was the postmaster. So she just was like, you know what? I had told her what was happening. She was like, I'm just going to switch you to another building entirely. Do you know that lady called that building just to try to not get me hired, but my boyfriend's mom was just higher than her, so she couldn't do nothing about it? But it was the evil intent of being like, yo, I didn't do anything wrong to you. I just started distancing myself. Hey, how you doing? And I kept it moving. Because if you're that evil that you would do that to somebody else, why would I associate myself with you? I don't like that.
Right.
So and she took it out on herself to even try to be like, oh, well, you don't like that? Oh, okay. Well, I'm just going to try to ruin you entirely, and it doesn't work. It never works. For people like that, it never works. It always backfires. So,
That's horrible. That
yeah.
is horrible. Like,
Yeah.
why try to ruin someone simply because they don't like the way you move is not for them? It's
Right.
not like you attacked her or bashed her or came
Right.
for her. You just, separated yourself. What you entitled to?
Right. Right. Pretty
You
much.
entitled to protect your space,
Right.
decide who you want to interact with and who you're not going to interact with. Like,
And I don't know if we getting on like different groups of people, but I feel like almost every person that it has been that I've had situations with like that is always from another black woman, and
oh my
tends to be
Lanta.
older. You know what I'm saying? It's always from another black woman, and it's kind of like, why do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I see young black women, myself, or any woman, and be like, you know what? How can I help, or how can we build together? You offer this, let me offer this. You know what I'm saying? It don't necessarily have to work with money. It don't necessarily have to work with you giving me everything, but people get a lot farther and a lot farther faster, and it becomes a tight knit union when you just move accordingly. You know what I'm saying? You play your position and you move accordingly. Not every position is for everybody. Can't everybody, not everybody can be the boss. Not everybody can be a content creator. Not everybody could, just be okay with comments. Not everybody can be a nurse, but you are designed in this journey to do what you feel as though you are being called to do, So
Um, I started off the conversation when I first came in. I don't know if you was here or not, but I was like, it's always a problem when it comes to working together. And then when I added a step further, when it comes to us African American folks in
right,
general, we can't
right,
seem to get it together. And boo, when you add on being a woman on
right,
top of that factor,
right,
it's even worse. And it's like, I don't understand why, like, success or someone who is open that wants you to win could ever be looked at as like evil or jealousy. Like, it
right,
makes me wonder, like, where did you come up at? What did you go through that makes you feel like somebody wasn't good for you, somebody building you up is
Right.
an attack against you?
Yeah.
Like how does that happen? Like where like trust issues, trauma, because that's what it has to be.
Right.
Like that you would rather sabotage yourself, because that's what you do in the end is sabotage yourself,
Mm-hmm.
um versus getting with the program and like building together. Hey
Right.
Dawn, Cinderella said it took 30 years for Karma to get the Orlando girl. Needless to say, I have
Mm.
never returned to the salon work. It is an art to me. Runs in family. I keep my license active.
Right, Cinderella.
It's just old people. It doesn't matter the color.
That's true. I do think that is. Wait. It's old people. I mean, all. I thought it was
Maybe she
all
meant all
people.
people.
Okay. No, it
I
doesn't
don't
matter
have.
the color.
I don't know. I don't know.
To
I'm
me, okay,
sorry.
so there. Okay, so being here at a salon and having certain things done to the shop and stuff like that, I've encountered when I hired black people to come fix something. It was always an issue. It was always something they was trying to get over. One guy, he walked in on us having a conversation about, black people to come together. He was talking about his daughter getting her hair done and bringing by, and then the price that they quoted me on the phone. He tried to upcharge it like $200, and I'm
Oh
like,
my
yo, bro,
gosh.
like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, like, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna give you exactly what you told me that, you know what I'm saying? You were quoted. But it's kind of like, yo, you say people say one thing and they do another. I hired a Caucasian guy that came out here, did what he said he was gonna do. The price is exactly what it was, and it was no like in betweens, but and to be clear, there are situations that I've got burnt by almost every race, you know what I'm saying, or every
Mm-hmm.
group of people. But
Mm-hmm.
just in my later years, it's been a situation where it's kind of like, yo, like, you kind of have to approach it a little bit differently, and be like, listen, I'm not about to play with you. You almost have to be stern, and stern, not mean, but stern, bold face, to be like, I'm not the one to be played with, and make sure that your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed, that you can't be played with. No, we're gonna sign a contract, because if you don't, you go outside of what we say, I'm going to take you to court. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna fight you. I learned not to fight like that. If I'm in the store and I feel like I'm being discriminated against, I'm gonna put everything in my hand back. I'm not supporting you by spending my
Right.
money in another store. I will travel far just for the principle in itself, and I've done it several times. And I think then people kind of get a wake up call when it's affected by when their money is affected by it.
If more people did that, we would actually get some type of reaction, some type of
Right.
change. But a
Right.
lot of people aren't willing. They will stay somewhere just for the convenience of it. Hold on, Alayla, turn.
Yes.
Now I will say this, for what Maureen said, you absolutely could find mess in every group of people. Absolutely. Like you could find mess everywhere. But collectively, like in a general stance, if you talk to people, unfortunately, a lot of people will say they prefer to shop with the fair skinned folks because they have a better experience with them versus the people who look like us because they've had a horrible experience with us. Now, it is not everyone. I've had done some business with some great individuals that look like me, but I've had some experiences with people that look like me that has not been so good at all. And like those stories circulate within our community over and over and time again. Like and it's something that needs to be done. So I don't clump everyone into the same basket, right? But when we talk about it in a general way, I can't ignore that is a thing, like within our community. But I won't turn down a business just off the strength. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm not dealing with you because I've had a bad experience with that person, so I'm going to
Right.
ask all of y'all off as an option. But you can't ignore that it is a problem. Like this is a big dialogue in a lot of different places
Right.
all the time.
Yeah.
And I've had my own family members. Like there are family members who do the same thing that I
Mm-hmm.
do, like the party business and stuff like that, or people who I know, versus them wanting to work together, us getting money together, them do their part, I do my part. They rather not share it at all. It's not
Yeah.
taking nothing away from you. Like you don't even do what I do. We do
Right.
some things together, but some stuff that I do, you don't even do. So why wouldn't,
Right.
I could do that part, you could do the other part, or we could work together across, with that one part. But they would prefer not to at all because they don't want to share. It's
Right.
like it's like strange to me
Right.
because you can accomplish more. In the beginning, like breaking down the funds is going to be less than if you took on a job on its own. But if you
Right.
come together collectively, you can cover more ground. So in
Right.
the end, you make more money.
Right.
But people don't see stuff like that at all.
Right.
They never look at
Look
the
at this
bigger picture.
platform. Look at this platform and look at who has mess. Look at the type of people that argue with each other. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like look at the women and what they all have in common. Where they argue with each other and they bicker with each other about stuff that
Mhm.
really don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of
Mhm.
everybody coming together and moving as one, you got to pick apart different people. And this is why other groups of people make it so far, and they make it
Mhm.
where they can work together and build together regardless of how they feel about each other. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Not, I mean, to bring him up again, but like I said,
Uh-uh.
even though okay, all right, we ain't gonna do that. Um,
Uh-uh.
okay, let me say somebody else. That was just
Keep it general. Try to keep it
okay.
general.
There are people who I've had dealings with that just because it didn't end the way that I thought it would end doesn't mean I wouldn't work with you on another venture. It just means for
Right.
this one, we don't particularly work together. It didn't work the way that it went. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mhm.
so in that sense, and that's not just with that situation, that's happened multiple times,
Mhm.
but it don't mean that. But when you burn bridges and you make, something ast- astronomical out of something that was so minute and so small on a grand scale, it's kind of like, why did he even have to escalate that like that? Why did he even have to go far like that?
Right.
And it's a mentality that I feel like comes from social media. It's a mentality, and not social media, but just media period, of
Mhm.
not being able to work together. And it's kind of like, yo, that's far from the truth. It's far from the
Mhm.
truth.
Right. That's me too. Like because one situation didn't work out, one area didn't work out for
Right.
us doesn't mean that we can't come back and try a different area.
Right. Right.
I might see you promote something or doing something. Oh, let me get in on that.
Right.
And see how that go. I don't automatically bunch something, as a total unit,
Right.
especially if you wasn't bad to me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because we just probably wasn't good in that area, but we might be great in another area. But people will
Mm-hmm.
cut off their nose, spite their face,
I
in
ain't heard that one in a
situations.
long time.
Old soul, you know what I'm saying? And people got to stop doing that. They
Right.
oftentimes, put themselves in a situation where they could have came up, but because
Right.
of how they act, it
Right.
prevented that from fostering. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
and I always want to support my people. Like that's my
Right.
goal. Like to
Right.
support my people. And whatever people say is bias or whatever. I don't care. A lot of times we have a disadvantage in this place called the business, the money industry, like the money world. We have a disadvantage. A lot of times we are slighted. It's unfair. It's uneven, and life is unfair. Ain't nothing we can do about that. But if I can support something, um then that's what I will do. Now, with some stuff that you just can't get around, but if I can support someone that looks like me that's striving to do better and provide for their families, then why wouldn't I? You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Did I lose connection?
I can hear you.
Okay. What are y'all thoughts? Anybody else got any thoughts? What do you mean, Dawn Marie? No. Better for you, Summer, in the long run. Right. Dawn Marie, what you mean no? You hear me?
I'm
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out why Don Marie didn't come up here.
Me too.
Send.
Can y'all
Oh,
hear me?
yeah, we hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Oh, my
Oh my
bad. So they were
gosh, I can't hear
condescending.
you.
They were condescending and everything. These two women. And
Hello?
Hello?
after they left, can you hear me?
Hold on, Toya. We hear you, Nate.
Okay.
Can you hear us? What the?
Uh-oh. She
What in the
probably
world?
come in too. I just had a little problem with mine. She about to come back. Hold on. Let me put this in here. But yeah, the two ladies were really condescending, and after they left, I had asked the guy. I was like, "Well, why you ain't just like be honest with them and let them know what was going on?" And he was like, "What you mean?" I was like, "Well, why didn't you be honest and tell them that you can't get the same prices that a lot of these other beauty supply stores can? And had you explained it to them and given them the knowledge behind why your prices are a little bit higher, they might have been like, okay, you know what, this is for a cause, so let's go
Mhm.
ahead and support him anyway. But because your
Mhm.
first initial reaction is kind of be like, you know what, well, if you don't like it, get out. It's a situation where
Right.
they just leave. And sometimes it's just ignorance of not when
Oh.
these women leave, or I might have a disagreement with somebody. If it's worth it, 9 times out of 10 it's worth it to me. You might not understand it now, but later on you'll understand it at some point. You know what I'm saying? When God puts that other little part together for you to be like, oh, okay. So I feel like sometimes it's just lack of communication that people don't feel like they need to take that extra mile for somebody to understand something, as a
See,
collective.
and I want to speak on that right quick, right? Because this remind me. So I played a live. This kind of reminds me of the part in the live where I was talking. So it was a whole different topic, but the same concept kind of applies. Where we were having a conversation about relationships and about they were trying to apply society to the reason why it's a downfall in our relationships. The black man and the black woman type thing, and they were trying to compare us to people in different countries and things and cultural norms and da 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 da. And I'm like, yeah, y'all speaking in general. And I think to kind of make you understand where I'm going with this is a lot of times we already come off with a chip on our shoulder when we in that position because we feel like y'all just want to play me because I'm black. People have said that, like, y'all don't want to pay me because I'm black, but if it was somebody else, you will pay me. No, that's not always the case. Just like it's not always the case about about society, being a contributing factor. Sometimes you just are not presenting yourself appropriately, or you are not explaining correctly, or you are actually in the wrong. It's not always the other person, in a situation like that where your prices are higher, then sometimes you have to explain. A lot of people don't understand that when you are on a smaller scale, when it's just you, and you're buying on a smaller scale, like your inventory, it costs you more versus someone else who's bigger. It costs them less because they're buying more across the board. You know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily somebody coming off to you with an attitude or like trying to get you for or complaining. They just need to understand. And
Right.
you got to be able to kind of stay professional at all times so that you can explain yourself and bring in that clientele, because that could be the difference of a lifelong customer or a customer that you lost,
Right.
all because you wouldn't take the time to explain because you felt like you were being slighted when it never had nothing to do with that, all because you are already prejudging based off this theory that we've come up with because of how society normally operates, when I ain't even got nothing to do with that. I just want to understand because I've been paying for it for somewhere else for $3 less, and I'm trying to understand why yours is $3 more. Not being smart, I just need to understand. Explain to me, well, because I'm a smaller company, my out of pocket is higher. I put a little bit more into it. Explain why should I pay this extra? It's my money. Convince me to spend with you.
Right. Because that's all
You know what I'm
service
saying?
is. It's convincing that somebody can take care of that particular project or that particular service. And I feel like the more you share, the more people feel comfortable with you. I know some
Mm-hmm.
stylists that be like, yo, I'm not going to tell them how to do this. And I'm like, why not? You know what I'm saying? Why not educate the person
Oh
in
my
return
gosh.
when you on your break? When you got a client who comes once a month and you know that client is a faithful client, why wouldn't you want to tell them how to upkeep their hair so when they come back, it just makes your life a lot simpler? Where you taught them how to help you out. You know what I'm saying? Even though you're helping yourself out as well. And this is just like you said, or like we said before, with this, bottom of the barrel crab getting, and it applies to all different types of people. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going by what I've seen, amongst myself, and the people that I have dealt with, and majority of them happen to be pretty much the same, groups of people, unfortunately.
Yep. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Yep.
1 2 1 2 1 2. Uh.
Hey, cat with the seed. What's up, Rainy? Not everyone sees color. I totally understand, Summer. Right. Um. Uh. Well, dang, I done lost my. You see me, hear me tripping over my tongue. Who child? Does anyone else have anything they want to add to it? That's up here on the panel.
You got me tripping. Oh, someone.
No.
No, ma'am.
Well, if not, then I'm gonna hop up off this thing. I enjoyed chit chatting with you, Toya. Maybe we can run this back at a later time and get a little bit more engagement.
Absolutely.
I'm finna run into the market and go pick up a couple of things for Dent.
Girl, go get me some sugar.
Thanks for tuning in, you guys. I should be back in a little bit, hopefully with a recap for you guys. I did see a couple of things happen today. You missed it, I'll replay. Thank you, Leanne Boo. That we'll talk about.
All right, boo. All right. Y'all have a
Enjoy the
blessed
rest
day.
of your
I'll see you
day.
later,
You too.
y'all.
All right.
Ooh.
I'll pull over in a second.